Hello children, your Vanashree ma'am is back with a physics class. This is part 2 of light. In part 1, I have taught you about the different types of substances, opaque substances, transparent substances, translucent substances. Then I have taught about sources of light, luminous objects, non-luminous objects, and then I have also taught you about different types of light rays, that is a ray of light, beam of light, divergent beam of light, convergent beam of light, parallel beam of light, and also I have taught you the property of rectilinear propagation of light, that is light always travels in a straight path. Okay, now today we will be learning a very important phenomenon, that is shadow. Okay, formation of shadow. This shadow is also an application of rectilinear propagation of light. So let us learn about formation of shadow and more about shadow. Now a shadow is our constant companion. Whenever lights fall on us, we see the shadow, and the shadow disappears only when there is no light. So the shadow can be described as a dark figure formed on the ground or on the wall or on a screen by an object which intercepts light, that is, which is on the path of light. Okay, so you all must have seen your own shadow. Shadow is always formed in the direction that is opposite to the light source. Okay, so a shadow is always formed in the direction opposite to the light source. Okay, what happens when the sun is behind you? Your body blocks some of the sun's light rays, causing a shadow to form in front of you. Okay, so the shadow takes the shape of your body, though its size keeps changing. The shadow moves when you also move. Okay, shadow moves with you, or the source of light moves. If the source of light moves, then also the shadow moves. Now the size of the shadow increases when the source of light comes closer to the object. When the light is closer to you, then a big image is formed, big shadow is formed. Now shadow can be larger or smaller than the object. Shadow need not be the same size as the object. Okay, so now the shadow which is formed again has two parts called umbra and penumbra. So let us now learn in detail what is this umbra and penumbra. Now suppose you have a candle. Suppose this is the burning candle. Now suppose I keep an opaque object. An opaque object is what? An object which does not allow light to pass through it. Okay. So suppose we keep an object suppose we keep an object AB in front of the burning candle. So now what is happening? Light rays from the candle are coming like this. All light rays are coming and falling on the object, but Because this object is an opaque object. What is this? This is an opaque object. So it does not allow the light to pass through it. So the light rays are stopped by this object. So that is why these light rays do not pass through the object. So what is happening? Only the light rays which are passing above the and below the light ray are coming and striking the say wall, a screen that is kept here. Okay, so what is happening? The shadow of the image is formed. Here you have light rays, here you have light rays. The shadow of the image, shadow of the object is formed here. So this is the shadow which is dark. So the shadow of the object will be dark here. Okay. So now this is the shadow. Now something like this, you will have a dark spot. Why this dark spot? Because the light from the candle was obstructed by the opaque object and it could not reach the screen. So that is why this dark spot is formed. Okay, so that is called the shadow. Okay, now the shadow again has two parts. Shadow shadow consists of two parts. Now what are they? Umbra and penumbra. Okay, umbra and penumbra. Now let us learn in detail what is umbra and what is penumbra. Umbra is the portion of the shadow where no light reaches from the source of light because of the opaque object as completely dark. So umbra is the central portion, a part of the shadow. The portion of the shadow, the central part of the shadow where no light reaches from the source of light. And penumbra of the shadow is that portion where light from the source of light reaches the shadow even in the presence of the opaque object in between them and is not completely dark but is less bright, is the penumbra, is dim. Okay, so let me show you what is happening. This is the candle, burning candle. Now this is the opaque object. Okay, a light ray say from this point P passes grazing the top of the object. Okay. Another light ray from here goes like this. Okay. Now another light ray from the point P passes through the bottom of the object. Okay. Suppose this point is Q. Now another light ray from Q goes on the base. Okay. So now here this part of the shadow formed is very dark, and this part of the shadow formed is light because some light rays are reaching this area. So this dark part is called the umbra. This is the central dark portion where no light is reaching. Okay, this is absolutely dark. So this central dark portion of the shadow where no light reaches from the light source because of the opaque object in its path is called umbra. Okay. Now this less dark part surrounding the central dark part this whole region surrounding the central dark portion where the light reaches partially. Light reaches partially from the upper and lower portions of the opaque object. The light which grazes the object and reaches from the upper and lower parts. This part is called penumbra. So, umbra is the dark central region of the shadow where there is no light reaching from the source of light because of the opaque object placed in its path, and penumbra is the less dark region or dim region surrounding the penumbra, that is surrounding the umbra, is called penumbra. Okay, so this is called umbra and this is called penumbra, the dim region surrounding the dark umbra, central dark umbra. Okay, clear children? Now the natural shadows in the nature are called eclipses. They are the shadows of heavenly bodies. You must have heard lunar eclipse, solar eclipse. Have you heard, children? Yes. So lunar eclipse and solar eclipse are the shadows of heavenly bodies. Heavenly bodies means planets, right? Now, so we will be learning now eclipse, the phenomenon of formation of eclipse. Very, very important. Now, what are eclipses? Eclipses are the formation of shadows of heavenly bodies. They occur when one heavenly body such as moon or earth or any other planet moves into the shadow of another heavenly body, and it is temporarily obscured, temporarily becomes invisible. On earth, two types of eclipses occur. As I told you, lunar eclipse, that is eclipse of the moon, and solar eclipse, that is eclipse of the sun. So, two types. One is lunar eclipse. This is the eclipse of the moon. And second is solar eclipse. That is the eclipse of the sun. Let us now try to understand how these two eclipses are formed. Okay. Now, lunar eclipse is formed when the sun, the earth, and the moon are in one straight line and the moon comes in the shadow of the earth. Let me tell you once again. Lunar eclipse occurs when the sun, the earth, the moon. The earth and the moon, you know, the earth is revolving around the sun and the moon is revolving around the earth. So they are not stationary bodies. So at some particular time, the sun, the earth and the moon happen to be in one straight line. When this happens, what happens? When the sun, the earth and the moon come in one straight line, the earth blocks the sunlight that is normally reflected by the moon. The sun's light which falls on the moon is reflected by the moon. The moon does not have its own light. Okay? So, when the earth comes in between sun and the moon, the earth blocks the light rays coming from the sun and reaching the moon. So, as a result, the moon does not appear to us or appears like a dark disk. Okay, the moon appears like a dark disk. So that time we say lunar eclipse has occurred. Now, this lunar eclipse occurs only when it is a full moon. You know what is full moon? Yes. So, lunar eclipse occurs only on a full moon night. Okay? And it can be seen from the earth at night. Okay? So, let me explain you the formation of lunar eclipse with a diagram. Suppose this is the sun. Now, suppose this is the earth. And suppose this is the moon. Okay. Now, what is happening? The sun, the light rays from the sun are getting blocked by the earth. So, this part is the shadow of the earth where no light reaches. Okay, so this part is completely dark. This part. Okay, So in this dark part, when the moon is there, then we say that it is total lunar eclipse is occurred. And slowly the moon moves out of the dark patch. Then again the moon becomes visible. So we say the lunar eclipse is over. Okay, so this is the shadow of the earth, and the moon comes into the shadow of the earth. That is why eclipse occurs. Okay, so this is the moon. So this moon is now in eclipse. Okay, this is the umbra of the, when the moon is in the umbral region of the earth. So this is the umbra. This is the umbra region of the earth's shadow, central dark part. So this is the umbral region of the moon, of the earth's shadow, and this is the penumbral region of the earth's shadow. So when the moon is in the umbral region of the earth's shadow, then we say it is total lunar eclipse. Then when the slowly the moves comes out of the umbral region and reaches the penumbral region, then we say it is partial lunar eclipse, either here or in this region. When the moon is in the penumbral region of the shadow of the earth, then we say it is partial lunar eclipse. Okay, so I hope you have understood lunar eclipse clearly. So when does lunar eclipse occur? When earth comes in between the sun and the moon. Okay, so lunar eclipse occurs lunar eclipse occurs when the earth comes in between the sun and the moon. Okay, children. So answer the following questions. Go through the lesson clearly, carefully, and answer the following questions. Write your answers in a rough notebook or on a sheet of paper. What is a shadow? Name the two parts of a shadow. Explain each of the parts of a shadow. Then What are eclipses? Then when does lunar eclipse occur? Okay. State the positions of sun, earth and moon during lunar eclipse. Thank you children for watching the video. Go to the lesson. Very important concepts have been taught to you. This lunar eclipse will be there till you reach 10th standard. In my next class, I will be teaching you solar eclipse. Till then, bye children. Take care. God bless you.